not a lot of good news in the world. On the upside, George Bush has saved a lot of lives. Well, embryos at least.
At least 400,000 a year, I think he saved. Wasn't that the number Marcy came up with yesterday?
Yeah, of embryos that exist there that are not being used right now. And we know about 40,000 of those roughly are not going to be saved. They're going to be thrown in the garbage. But much better that they're thrown in the garbage than they're actually used for science, because science scares and confuses Republicans.
If you throw them in the garbage, are you not killing them?
No, that's garbage heaven. God has a special place for those garbage embryos.
That kind of actually seems to me a bit like an extermination.
Yeah, in
I'm
fact,
not saying, but, you know.
it sounds to me that the way that they allow this, the Republicans are mass murderers. It seems like a bit of a genocide going on. Hey, look, Tony Snow says it's murder. He says murder.
Well, no, Tony Snow doesn't say it's murder. He says that what do you want the president to do? He says the president thinks it's murder. It's that simple.
Okay, or if it's murder, then allowing those 40,000 embryos to be thrown away every year, at least. I hope to God somebody's, war crimes tribunals, I suppose.
Well, if it's murder, and this, I'm not even kidding here. I mean, I know in a sense you're not kidding either, because it's a ridiculous point that they have. But if it's murder, and we brought this up briefly yesterday, then how on earth can we allow for private embryonic stem cell research? I mean,
private murder's okay. Anything, if you do it privately, is fine. Like if you do the war in Iraq with private soldiers from Blackwater, etc., that's fine. Right. If you want to. Anything, as long as you're in favor of privatizing it, it's okay. Look, if you privatize...
Or if you do it in giant waves. If you kill them in giant waves.
Like with a tsunami?
No. No, but throwing them away. So you can do it privately or all at once.
But, yeah, no, I hear you.
But not individually with federal money.
But I'm actually serious. I mean, if that's the argument, it's a very obvious question to me. Well, then how do you possibly stand for... I understand that right now legislation doesn't permit you to. Well, get on it.
Yeah, you're the president. There's mass murder going on.
It's murder. People are being murdered every day in these private labs because these rich people want with their distorted science, which George Bush said. Bush in the statement, which we will bring to you. He says, we want to embrace technology. We don't want to be slaves to technology.
Right.
I didn't realize this was a slave to technology bill, but apparently it is. So if we're slaves to technology, it doesn't matter whether it's done with federal dollars or private dollars. We are murdering people. And the government is turning a blind eye to it, and I, for one, won't stand for it.
Don't you also think it's kind of cruel and unusual to let these potential lives sit there forever? I mean, I think some federal funding should go through in creating these lives, even if nobody wants them. I mean, because...
Yeah, absolutely.
These lives will be adopted. People want them.
10% at the most, that's the number that gets adopted.
I mean,
because nobody wants somebody else.
I mean, I think it's more cruel to just let potential sit there and not do anything with it than even throw it away.
I'm with Jill here. We need to create more of those kids. It doesn't matter. Look, once they're born, who gives a damn what happens to them? They'll figure it out. They got bootstraps, don't they? We'll give them little kitty bootstraps, and they'll be fine. But it's important that this potential life comes to fruition. We got 400,000 embryos nobody's doing anything with. Let's bring them to life!
Yeah, and let's stop the private private murder of babies.
Yeah.
That's not what we. It's not what we stand for.
In fact, I got a whole orphanage full of potential babies in my nutsack right now. Save them. It's time to save the babies in my nutsack.
I'm going to start writing letters to my senator and to my congressman. I mean, to maybe force some effort into a bill that stops our president and our administration from allowing these embryos to be thrown away too. I mean, I'm most offended by that.
You know what? I'm going to go further because that's what I like to do. Jill Pike, I am stopping you from having your period from now on. You are to cease and desist. Those are valuable eggs that are potential life.
It's like...
You are to turn all your eggs over to the government. Do you understand?
But you know what? I'm on the pill, and I don't really get my period every month.
No, that's even worse.
No, it's not.
You slut.
No. Because I stop the cycle of the egg moving down.
That's even worse.
No, you're not.
So they stay in me, so nothing gets wasted.
That's it. Open surgery right now. We got to get them out. It's time. It's go time. We need a rescue operation to get the eggs inside Jill Pike right now.